Good morning. Welcome to our 6 a.m. moment of spiritual practice. If you're joining us for the first time, we are using 365, a year of inspiration from the founder, Ernest Holmes, the founder of the movement now known as Centers for Spiritual Living. And I have a commitment to be with you all the way through the end of the year. And some of you have been practicing together since the end of last year. Thank you so much for that. Today is May the 29th, and I'm using the Kindle version of the book. And I like doing that because I can copy the text and paste it in a word processor and work with it. Because words are important. Words affect the way that we think, the way that we understand. And at the beginning of all of the meditations in this book, there is a scripture, a quote, a short quote, like today is from John 16, and it says, ask, talking about us making a request. And the importance of pausing here is that the language of asking out of context of our New Thought teaching suggests I am requesting something from a power, a divine power. And there's an element of separation in that which is not typical in our New Thought teaching. In our New Thought metaphysical teaching, we tend to step back from the idea of reaching a divine power, making a request of it to intervene or to produce something. Instead, we bring it close as possible. So our work together is a meditation and contemplation on the presence of the creative power in us, through us, around us, and through that identification of our oneness, our closeness, to become inspired and guided from within, to be the change, to make use of the possibilities, to exercise our creative power. So sometimes I feel like the scriptural quotes are sort of cherry picked out of context. Because if we were to read John 16, we would see there is a lot in there. Some of it's confusing and some of it's inspiring. So I'll leave that to you to decide whether or not you want to be a New Testament scholar and dip deeply into that. There's a lot of assistance in New Thought for understanding the New Testament, but for today, our purpose is to not reach and not ask, but to know, to consider, to feel. And the language of today's reading is framed in negative statements, like rebuttals. It's a technique, nothing in my thought, not far off, cannot be separated. So for my contemplation today, I've taken the thoughts and I've reframed them in what feels to me more direct language, more powerful statements, and affirmative in style. So I offer them to you. If it works for you, enjoy it. Or perhaps you will change them in your own mind. Or perhaps later you'll go back and read the original in its original form. So letting the breath become the focus of my attention, I settle into this moment of communion with the great all that is, enjoying the sensation of being in practice with my friends online, wherever we are, whenever we join. My thought about the creative power of the universe produces in me a sense of connection and deep peace. My thought about the creative power of the universe gives me confidence and a sense of sureness that I belong in this life. As I think about the creative power of the universe, from within me emerges a song of joy. It rises up. And I know that the creative power of the universe is an inward, an intimate presence, closer to me, closer to you than our very breath. The creative power of the universe is what I am made of, what I am part of. And today I affirm that everything about me expresses its presence and my oneness with it. And through my oneness with it, my unity with all life. Today, as I move through the world, there is something in me that affirms and accepts that I am part of the creative power of the universe. And everything about me identifies with this power and the love that it is. Today, I open my mind and I open my heart and I open my physical being to the joy of living as part of the creative power of the universe. The creative power of the universe, of which I am a part, it, within me, leads me and guides me on a path of fullness and wholeness. It within me guides my thought. It within me directs my words. It within me shapes my actions and leads me into constructive ways of good self expression. It unites me with others in a web of love. It infuses within me a sense of loving kindness and an inclination towards consideration of others. Today, I accept this gratefully. And I realize that in accepting the truth of my being, that the acceptance brings into my experience everything necessary for every next step. And today, I affirm for others that which I accept for myself, that we are one of the creative power, with the creative power, in the creative power. And so it is. I thank you in advance for sharing this broadcast and for being part of this year-long practice. It warms my heart to see you sign on and to hear from you. Have a blessed day.